Let's talk nuclear. The United States and Iran are all set to meet this Saturday for nuclear talks.
We're dealing with the Iranians. We're dealing with them directly.
We will not negotiate directly. You were the most deceitful and renegade party.
And there is a disagreement even before the talks have started. We will tell you all about it, but let's first ask questions as we always do. Is a nuclear deal possible between Iran and the US? Is Trump already threatening Iran with a war? And what happens if Iran gets a nuclear weapon? I'm Ananya Dutta. This is Grey Zone. It was after much deliberation and back and forth that the JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, was signed. It was a landmark accord between Iran and other Western powers, agreed on in 2015. While there were nitty-gritties, the broader terms were that Iran will dismantle much of its nuclear program and open its facilities to international checks. And in exchange, there will be billions of dollars worth of sanctions relief. Basically, the West would get its security and Tehran would revive its economy. But in 2018, American politics took a U-turn. Barack Obama passed the baton to Donald Trump. And one of the first things he did was withdraw the US from the Iran nuclear deal. Now, after 7 years, Trump wants to sign a new deal with Iran. And he wants it on his own terms, like a one-on-one negotiation.
High level, very high level. Yeah. We're dealing with the Iranians. We have a very big meeting on Saturday, and we're dealing with them directly. You know, a lot of people say, oh, maybe you're going through surrogates or you're not dealing directly, you're dealing through other countries. No, we're dealing with them directly, and maybe a deal is going to be made. That would be great.
Iran has said a straight no. But can we blame Iran? Trump is known to take charge of conversations, peddle his own narrative, and talk for his counterparts. We have seen that with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
Playing cards.
But right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing
I'm
cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of
world.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
With French President Emmanuel Macron.
We have 230 billion frozen assets in Europe, Russian assets, but this is not as a collateral of a loan because this is not our belonging. So they are frozen. If at the end of the day in the negotiation we will have with Russia, they're ready to give it to us, super. It will be loan at the end of the day and Russia would have paid for that.
If you believe that, it's okay with me. Mr. President, they get their money back, we don't, and now we do.
And Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who wasn't even in the room.
Are the Saudis demanding a Palestinian state?
No, they're not. No.
Are they demanding a path towards a Palestinian state or any other recognition of that
Everybody's
sort?
demanding one thing. You know what it is? Peace.
And since it's Tehran and Washington, there is historical mistrust. So Iran is being cautious. It has demanded Oman to be in the room as a mediator. So all sides are heard.
We will not negotiate directly with the US, but there is no problem with indirect negotiations. You were the most deceitful and renegade party, Donald Trump, in the negotiations, and therefore there is no trust in you.
It isn't a great precursor to any form of talks. But let's keep this aside for now. Here's what we know. Nuclear talks are scheduled for 12th of April, that is this Saturday. Earlier under the JCPOA, Iran agreed not to produce either the highly enriched uranium or the plutonium that could be used in a nuclear weapon. And the agreement was going smoothly. The IAEA certified in early 2016 that Iran had met its preliminary pledges. The US dropped secondary sanctions on the oil sector and European nations unfroze billions worth of frozen Iranian assets. But can we go back to these same conditions? The short answer is no. And the reason is geopolitics. You see, our world has changed dramatically in the last 10 years. Israel never expected the 7th of October Hamas attack. Iran's axis of resistance has been weakened, yet is far from its last breath. The rebel child, Houthis, are practically deciding who gets to pass the Red Sea, and Iran has lost its main backer in Middle East, in Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Then, of course, there are external partners now propping up, Russia and China, who are overly willing to play the proxy war. So times have clearly changed, and hence Iran's demands have changed.
We are not war-seeking and have no intention of starting a war. The point is that we are seeking peace in the region, we are not seeking nuclear weapons on the issue of nuclear, and we are pursuing the needs of the Iranian people.
This Saturday, Trump will be entering the negotiating room with a threat if Iran doesn't agree on a deal.
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
So is that a yes?
You know, it's not a complicated formula. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is.
So
Can't have it.
Now we are left wondering, what is this great danger Trump is talking about? Sanctions, tariffs, or a war? And this brings us to our main point. While both are preparing for talks for Saturday, both are also preparing for a war. Here's a side-by-side commentary. Trump has repeatedly said that if there is no deal, there will be bombing. To which Khamenei's advisor stressed, if the US bombs Iran's nuclear facilities, the government will change its policy and develop a nuke. Then came the second blow. The Pentagon announced that it was sending additional troops and air assets to the Middle East, and that 2 aircraft carriers would remain in the region. The commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps told Iranian TV right after that, the US has 10 bases and 50,000 soldiers in the region. If you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. So you understand what's at stake. Negotiation will be a deciding moment. White House is drafting a deal, but the Pentagon is just waiting for a simple nod from Trump. And if the world has learned anything from the tariff war, if Trump says that the time is up, the time is up.